Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
Welcome. Yeah,
Sarah.
I'm delayed here. We're gonna go with it's virtual, but it's just me.
It's a it's a delayed echo in the distance.
Yeah, it's just a hello, 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 hello.
We're here. We're here. This is episode 25, and we are going to round up and call her a season finale today.
Yep, 25 episodes.
But we will be back.
Yeah, we will.
We
We
will.
promise.
We promise. But we're gonna take a break for some other programming, get some stuff ready, and we'll be back on here.
Formulate some ideas for upcoming shows, and if
Mhm.
you, of course, if you have any ideas, we would love to hear them. Or if
Yep.
you want to be on the show,
Yep.
you're open to that too.
So we will be interacting with everyone to still get some feedback on what you'd like to see and all that.
All the good stuff. I can't believe we've done 25 episodes. When you
I
told me
know.
that, I was like, no way. No.
I know. And like the first one was December 10th.
It's crazy.
I know.
I remember doing the Christmas episode, but then like I didn't realize how long ago that was. Like, and we do
Mhm.
weekly episodes, and it
Yeah.
just flew by.
I know. And we're already at the end of May. So
Yeah.
it's like, that was quick.
What do we do from here on? It's
You.
yeah.
So we're going to go over the episodes,
Mhm.
have a little chat, do a little recap.
Talk about what we liked, what stood out to us. Uh-huh. What we would change differently, what we've learned.
I was actually thinking about that because since some of these episodes, I've thought of things
Ooh, okay.
or like done things. And I'm
Yes,
like,
differently.
ooh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Yes.
that'll be fun. So our very first full episode.
Sorry. You're not
Let's
putting me to
just
sleep or anything.
put everyone to sleep. Why don't we? Our first episode was Potty Time.
Potty time.
Potty Time.
And we talked about potty training.
Potty training and potty stories.
I almost want to talk about that one again. Like,
Yeah.
when we were so new into that one,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't, I don't know, it was just like this was such a new experience
You want
for
to
us.
dive deeper?
I want to dive deeper into potty training.
This makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it, I don't want to say fun. I don't think it would,
Potty
maybe it's
training?
fun. It is a fun and funny topic. So I think we could definitely learn more about our listeners too. So.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I go to the potty fine. I'm fully potty trained. So,
I'm so glad to hear that.
but I did, I did clean up poop this morning that my dog decided belonged on the floor.
Nice.
I attribute it to a upset stomach though, because it didn't look like it was a purposeful incident.
Yeah. Not
So I didn't get
spiteful in
mad.
any ways.
No, I didn't get mad.
Oh, good. I'm glad you didn't get mad.
No,
That's
I
a good
just,
tip for
yep,
parents.
don't get mad.
Don't react.
You don't need to
Okay.
react.
Yep.
But I did I felt really bad and then I was gagging. Like it was not good. But that's
Do you want to know? I don't know if I talked about this. I don't think I was at this point with my child yet. How she's going to hate me one day. Anyways, she I wouldn't say some kids do it, some don't. If any listeners out there, please make me feel better. She would take off her diapers in her bed, and then she would, after she had a poo, because she was taking them off herself when she would pee or anything, and then
Yep.
she would smear it all over her crib.
Oh.
Just the worst. Some kids do it and some do not. I don't know.
Like
Um,
sensory? Like, is it?
maybe. I'm not sure. It was just god awful. It lasted maybe 2 weeks, so, like, we just kept doing the same thing, like, "No, mommy takes her diaper off, you cannot do that." Like, we just went over the same thing, and it just stopped, and, like, she's never done it again. Like, so it's just, like, 2 weeks of, like, just maybe only, like, a handful of times, but it was, like, traumatizing.
That is gross.
It was so gross. But do you know what? I don't even know if I took pictures, but I sure hope I did.
Oh,
I did. I
no?
took a video. I took a video of her
No.
because it was on her. Just awful. She just had a bath and everything had a bath. Yeah. So that's
Oh,
fun. That's a fun parenting thing.
no. What, like, no. Does your crib have like a wall?
It's got like the slats,
So she
and I
had it
guess
on
like
the
the ends have
slats?
all over, like all over the slats, all over the side wall things, all over her. Oh
Oh,
yeah, it was awful.
no,
Just a bad
Abby.
bad time. I'm sorry for future you if this
All
ever gets
right.
brought up.
So, next episode we talked about.
On that high note.
Woo! So, future children go to bed with their hands tied behind their back, is what you're telling me.
It was like nap time. It was
That's
nap time. So yeah,
horrible.
it was horrible.
And I guess too old to like swaddle her tightly too. So it's just like
Oh yeah. It was just toddler things, and some kids do it and some don't. So they usually grow out of it.
hashtag toddler things.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I would just like to know if anyone else has experienced that.
Yes, please make me feel better about myself.
Yeah. And if it's just Sarah, let her know that as well.
Yeah. Also, it was just my child.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let her
Um,
know.
and then, of course, we had a Christmas special.
Woo woo.
Whoop, whoop.
Christmas felt so long ago.
I know. I don't even feel like we had Christmas.
It doesn't feel Christmassy right now, so I don't even know if I want to talk about Christmas.
But does it, like, do you even feel like we had a Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah?
Just because, yeah. Yeah. I get right into Christmas
Okay. I
and
did not this year. I think I
no.
told everybody, but we
Yeah.
went and got a tree. Like we cut a tree down and brought it in the house. I didn't even decorate it. I put lights on it. It was up for 3 days and then I got taken down because I was sick of it.
But once you have kids too, I think like that's when the magic comes back.
Yeah.
And like this was her first real Christmas where she got to enjoy it and everything.
Yeah.
So, and like unwrap her own presents. And like it was just so much like she understood Santa and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So that it's different that
it's so
way, I guess,
cute.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was just like vacuuming needles. And
Yeah, you're like, this is just cleaning for
I was like,
no
this is
reason.
annoying. Like,
Who is
there's,
this pleasing right now?
yeah, this
Not
is just
me.
making me mad because we can't have people over.
Yes.
So no one's going to
Yeah.
see the tree anyway.
Yeah. And if you don't need it, then
No.
whatever.
No way. And I'm the only one that gave presents that year. Well, I got
Oh.
some, but like my stocking was filled by me.
Oh yeah,
And
I do
like,
that too.
yeah. And so
I get myself the best stocking stuffers.
I got myself some pretty nice
Everything I
gifts.
need. Yeah,
I
me
also
too.
got some shared gifts that were like for me, but for both of us.
Oh yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
house gifts,
Mm-hmm. So I
couple
was,
gifts. Yeah,
yeah.
that
Anyway.
is nice too.
Well,
Sleep was the next topic
hmm
with Shauna from Sleepy Mountain Consulting.
yeah, I would actually love to talk about that again
Yes.
because I feel like I have questions about like things that I know now that are like practical. So like I want to know about like sleep sacks, like the
Yep.
ones that they sell for like babies and like
Yep, we used
get
them.
them basically up to like 2-year-old, 3-year-old, like they're
Yep.
huge. I want to know if there's like a significant difference in sleep
Mhm.
if you're using a sleep sack because we never did as kids, and I don't
No,
think you had one probably.
no, but I used them for Abby and I loved it.
But what did you love about it?
I loved that. Well, we used it part of our bedtime routine. So, like, once she put her sleep sack on, she knew it was bedtime. And then
Mm,
she also, like, it helped that she wasn't kicking her blankets off. And that when she was younger, like, because you really shouldn't have a blanket in there, that I knew she was warm because she didn't like like those big heavy pajamas, she got too hot. So this was,
Mhm.
I could control it a little bit more and a little bit more
Okay.
airflow. And yeah, I really liked them. I know a lot of parents who really gravitate towards them now.
Because there's so many different ones. There's
Yes.
like the weighted, there's a weighted
Hmm.
sleep sack, there's just regular sleep sacks. There's swaddle ones that like you pin their
Yes.
arms down. There's the ones with like the tie bottom. There's the ones that are open on the bottom.
Yeah. There's ones with zip bottoms and snap. Yeah.
Like,
Different
okay.
weights, like
Hmm.
different materials. Oh yeah. It's the
It's a
whole
whole
thing.
world.
Yeah. But I would love to talk about that too and see what her opinion on those
Hmm.
are, and even on like swaddling and stuff like that for
Well, and just
parents.
from safety, like you shouldn't have
Yes.
blankets in there. So it's like if
Yeah.
you have a sack and they dive into the sack,
Yeah.
is that the same?
But that's why there's different size sacks, so that it's an appropriate size for them.
So
So
if
you're
it's
not
like
putting them
hanging
in too
off of
big of one.
them,
That's
it's
too
probably
big.
way too big.
Yeah. You have to go with the size,
It
the
should be
appropriate
tight
size.
enough around their body here
Yeah.
that they're not able to like slide in
Slip
and out of the
slip
sack
down.
or
Yeah.
like it's like falling off their arm or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, yeah, see, that's like I figured that because they're all different sizes, but
Yeah, that's a great topic. Are we writing
yeah.
these down?
Sarah, do you have a pen handy?
I do. Look at this. Sleep sacks.
Sleep sacks. The next episode we did was the New Year Who Dis. We talked about New Year's resolutions.
Yes, we did.
I
I don't
liked
even
that one.
remember my resolutions that I made now. Looking
Oh,
back,
I
I'm
think
gonna
I
have to watch that
remember
one again.
yours was like saving,
I'm
spending
actually
more
doing
time with your
okay.
family.
I'm so glad you're keeping me on track. Thank you.
I just remember there was another one,
Read more,
reading more.
which I've read like 4 or 5 books already, so that's pretty good. I haven't picked a book up for a little bit, but I'm gonna get back into it.
I think the reason I remembered your resolutions is because I didn't have any at the time, so I just took
Okay.
yours and did them.
You're like, this works for both of
Yeah, I
us.
was like, I can do these.
And have you been?
I have been.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been
This
reading
is a good little
lots.
check-in.
Yeah, I've been reading lots. I've been saving like what I can,
Okay.
but like more than I ever have.
Me too. And I've been paying off a lot of debt and like
Mhm.
reorganizing it. I don't know what that's
Yeah,
called.
yeah. I know what you mean.
Redistributing my debt.
Like
So,
consolidating it and
yeah,
stuff.
there we
Yeah.
go. That's it.
Yeah, adulting, super fun. But yeah, like I'm glad that I took on your
Yeah,
resolutions and did them myself. I'm very happy.
perfect. They worked well. I think those are just like general ones that most people fall back to.
I would rather eat something and enjoy myself than like force myself to run right now because it's not what's making me feel good about myself.
Do you know what? I just did some training and they were talking about things that used to make you feel better with COVID, like for your mental health and your mental
Mhm.
well-being, is you almost need the opposite or something different. And that
Mhm.
really like stuck to me because a lot of people that, yeah, like used to like go to fitness and stuff like that, like maybe
Yep.
they're needing like something else, right?
Something else.
So,
Exactly. And I
yeah,
think that that's part of like something going on too long. You
yeah,
become complacent. So then
yeah,
doing the same thing over and over that was supposed to make you feel good is probably just going to create frustration because you're going in circles.
yeah. And
Because
you can't do that, or
mhm,
you get to go to the gym and then you
yeah,
can't anymore. Is that what you mean?
yeah, and
Something like that.
oftentimes like a lot of people will set like a fitness goal, for instance, and it'll be like, okay, I'm gonna get fit by this day
Mm,
because we're traveling or because we're
yes.
doing this, and like everybody. Like I know that like usually if you're training it's like no you should train for like your lifestyle or whatever but
Yeah.
that's like not realistic for a lot of people
A
if
lot
they're
of people,
you
it's
know
like it's your wedding or
people
whatever.
like to set goals. So it's like
Yeah.
my wedding, vacation, whatever. And like a
Yeah.
lot of those things have just like not been able to happen.
Yeah.
So then there goes my reason because that was what was pushing me, right? So it's like if I don't have that reason, then instead, what am I doing? I don't know. I just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I totally agree.
so, but in terms of like eating well, that never stopped. Like,
Well,
I
that's good.
find I have like more time to like make good food.
Mm.
I don't know why. Maybe less to do. Like you're not rushing out the door, like
Yeah,
going
to a
places.
class or
Mhm.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Next episode.
Was speech
Mm-hmm.
with Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
That was a
I
good
want
one.
to talk about this again.
Okay. We're
Um,
just gonna redo part
everything.
2 of everything.
Well, because the reason why I want to get back into language is because I've been seeing videos of little, like toddler, like 2-year-olds with very, very good language. And
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just want to know like where that comes from, what like prompts that. Is it genetic? Is it just they're wired to do that? Is it something the parents are doing? Like I just kind of want to know a little more.
I want to say, like, from what I remember of Andy's conversation, it is just the parents like openly communicating and talking a lot to
Hmm.
their child and always having a
Like a
conversation.
narrative for their kid all the time.
Yeah, like, and you're like narrating your life as
Yeah.
well, like for them. They
Yeah.
pick up language so
Because I
easily. Yeah.
remember when I was 2, there's a recording my dad like taped my brother and I was 2 and my brother was 4, and I was like reciting poems. And so I know that I for sure had that from my parents just talking to me all the time. Plus my brother was 4, so he was talking to me all the time.
Mm, yeah.
So I know like a second child probably has a better chance too.
Sometimes second child children too, if their speech though I've noticed isn't that great,
Mhm.
the other child can follow that because of that influence too.
Ooh.
Hmm. Something else I remember from Andy was she told us to like pause when the child was, so if you're like, what color is this? And
Mhm.
you'd be like, if they don't answer right away, you're like blue. So it's just like give them a
Mm.
like a longer pause. And so I've really taken that in with Abby. And like
Mm.
I notice now like she will say the color or something that I'm asking her, or like we'll read books and I'll like read a sentence and she finishes that sentence because it's a book we read constantly.
It just
So she
takes a
has,
little longer, so you're giving her time.
yeah, exactly. So I really picked that up and I use it
Mhm.
all the time now.
I'm just always impressed when I can understand little kids talk.
Me too. Some kids I know that like, and it all depends on the kid really because like everyone develops different things at different rates. But
Mhm.
some kids, yeah, like their speech is just like phenomenal and it's amazing. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to have Andy back on just to chat with her anyways. So
Yes. Um, then we talked about music that we are enjoying, which I mean, I have
now
to
I
be
feel like
honest, I don't know if I
if you're enjoying music, I feel like I always enjoy music.
I don't know if I have too many that are like new that I love.
Okay.
Like I can't
I could,
really think of any.
I've been really into like 90s, 2000s rock.
Mm.
I just like I don't know, I grew up on rock music in my house and like
Mhm.
that's just like feel good music to me.
Mhm.
I find in the summertime I really like country music. I don't know if like that's like I love country music too. I don't know if that's like a seasonal like do you have like seasonal music though? Like is that a thing? Like I
No.
feel like in the summer I just like want to put on some country music and like sit outside.
You know what, maybe, but like I think more less seasonal and more just like activity.
Okay, yep.
So like the only time I ever really want to listen to country is if I'm like floating down the river or like driving down a dirt road.
Country things
Yeah,
that country
whatever.
artists sing about
Yeah, whatever
having a
they're
beer.
singing about, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Driving in a truck down a dirt road with a beer. Not all at
That's
the same time.
okay.
Like
I'm sure there's a song about that, so
there yeah, I'm sure there is.
if not many.
So, yeah. But I think it's activity
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Unless it's
Next,
Christmas music, then it's definitely
seasonal. Ah,
seasonal.
yes. Yes. Is that
Um,
really sorry, is that really the only like seasonal music there is? Probably, eh?
yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Just
weird.
a random. I know. I thought that I'm like Easter. No, like I mean, like there's like I'm sure like random songs, but not like a whole like
Well, I guess it's like
genre.
summertime songs. Like there's lots
But
of
like,
songs that are like, hey, here for the summer, like summer, you know what I mean?
yeah, but I think like and a lot of things could fit into that category.
But event wise, no.
Yeah. Random thought.
Can you imagine just
Anyways,
singing like Easter Bunny songs? Like why?
like they're on the radio at the store, and you're
Actually,
like,
well,
oh
I'm
yeah,
sure, yeah,
pop,
like, but
pop,
I'm sure
popping
they
along.
exist, right?
Oh
They do
yeah, for
exist.
kids and stuff like that,
They're
for
just not
sure.
mainstream.
Yeah, and it's not like artists are like recreating these songs. Like there's
Right,
not like Christmas carols, but
right.
like Easter carols.
Okay, next we had a two-parter with Anna.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
We had playing outside, the importance of outside nature, like being outside,
Mm-hmm.
and senses and developing your senses.
I just love talking to Anna.
Yeah, she's good. She's got so much to say about so many good toppings, pizza toppings,
Toppings?
about so many good topics. Um, but yeah, so we had episode go outside and stay outside was the other
Mm-hmm.
one, and just the importance of that exposure for senses and sensory play and all that jazz. It's
I
very
feel
important.
I feel because of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
it has like okay, before COVID, I remember driving around town. It's like a nice day and I remember not seeing kids like outside playing.
Hmm.
Like like not as much, right? And then now I feel like I'm constantly seeing like kids outdoors a lot more. Like I don't know.
Maybe you're just noticing it.
No, I always looked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really see like a difference.
Hmm.
Maybe because like they are strapped in at home virtually that they're not needing those things
Yeah.
afterwards,
You're probably right.
or their parents are like get out of the house. Like you need to be outside, and maybe parents are understanding that need more because they're with them a lot more.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that, and I don't wonder if anyone else has noticed, or maybe they've been sending their kids out a lot more because they notice that they need to be
Mhm.
outdoors. And so I wonder. It's because of Anna's conversation. That was why.
That was why.
That was why everyone listened to it.
Next, we had body rehab
Yeah,
with
with
Patty,
Patty.
which I loved. I learned so much. I am like constantly checking in with my pelvic floor since that episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I should more.
Hey, pelvic floor, how's it going?
Hey, hey, I'll remember to give them a call later
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and see what's up.
Yeah. But I've like found myself just like breathing into my core, like into my
Okay.
pelvic floor, and like
Yeah.
I'll make a point of like laying on the floor to do that. And I've been doing that like in bed, but ever since we've talked to her, because I'm like, I don't want to pee my pants when I'm older. And like, if I jump up, I
Fair
don't want to
enough.
have to pee. Like,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know? So I'm like, okay,
You need it.
I need this. So I loved that. I think I just
Yes.
learned so much from that
I'll
one.
have to rewatch that one.
Mm-hmm.
See some tips. That
Yeah.
was just a nice chat too that we had.
Yes.
I feel like I learned a lot about Patty that episode.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
see her everywhere now.
Do you?
Yeah. Like
I need to
randomly.
leave my house more.
I saw her with her kids in Jasper, like
Oh
on a
wow.
hike. Yeah, like on a random like hike, and I was just like, "Whoa,
Hi.
there she goes." Yeah, it was honestly, yeah. I don't know, maybe now because we talked to her long enough, I just have her like face, so then when I see her, I'm like, "Oh."
She's just surrounding your life now.
And practicing what she preaches.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Next, we talked about Love Day.
Love Day.
It's Valentine's, and I was gonna say like that was last year on Valentine's Day, but it was this year.
It was this year, yeah.
Um,
Valentine's Day feels further away than Christmas for some reason. I don't know
yeah,
why.
right.
Maybe
So
it's just because it's just not, in my mind, it's not as important to me.
yeah, it definitely didn't do much for me this year. I mean, like
I think we
my
got dinner.
yeah, we went out for dinner with my brother and his wife, And I had a bunch of grapefruit mimosas.
Nice.
They were delicious.
That does sound very good, actually. Sounds
Mhm.
refreshing right now
So good.
on this hot day.
You know, I want to sell my deck and make one, but I don't have either of the ingredients that I would. Also, I'm working.
It's a work day.
It's
We
a
don't
work
do
day.
that.
Next, we talked about meditation with Kristen.
Yes. Mhm.
I'd love to dive back into that.
Yes, I think we did say we were going to have her back, and I would love
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
because, like, I wouldn't say I've been meditating, but I feel like I've been thinking about it more, or maybe when I do have a moment, I am pausing and just
Mhm.
like,
Just more aware.
and like breathing more, or like just like trying to, I don't want to say escape, but
Mhm.
be after that conversation a lot more because I think what I remember is like meditation doesn't have to be like you're complete like your head's completely clear, right? Like
No.
so that really opened up my mind about that.
Mhm.
So I would love to have her back for more.
Definitely. I love that.
I'll write it on the list.
Mm. Jot her down, please.
Get my pen. We had Emma
Mhm.
Fairbank with Forest School, Elements Forest School,
Like
nature
that.
play. I think we talked about playing outside a lot more
Mhm.
um and the importance of it, and
Mhm. Just
yeah, it was
structure of nature school and what does that look like for
yeah,
kids attending, and I guess also we learned that any age can attend. Like it's
yeah,
not
or
just
there's
for little kids.
yeah, variations, and
Mhm.
she's very adaptable to
Mhm.
people that come and approach her and what their
Mhm.
needs are, and she's very child led or adult led or
Mhm. I
whoever
think,
needs it.
yeah, and I think like nature school also kind of comes off as like a like you're self-led, like self-taught,
Yes.
self-led, like you kind of decide what you're learning about, which is
Hmm.
super cool too.
Which brings us into something later on, but we'll get there.
Yes.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
Snacks.
Snacks. Have you changed up the way you do snacks since?
Um, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
I just have more fruit available.
Yeah, I feel like I always have fruit available just because that's Abby's like life.
Yeah, is she like a berry eater?
Oh my God, I have so many berries all the time. Like they were on sale and I bought like, I don't know, four, went back, got two more, and like, I don't even think they lasted a week. Like for blueberries, it's just
Mm,
like, but then I eat them too. And
I love blueberries.
I wish berries weren't so expensive.
Yeah, they are quite expensive.
That is
Um,
something they need to tell parents. And once they're in the hospital, don't invest in education, invest in berries
yes,
and
your
fruit
children will appreciate the berries
a lot more.
right away. Yeah, and I've always had berries, but I never had like a big fruit bowl.
Mm,
And so I
yep,
started to put out like a big fruit bowl. So there's like every fruit you can think of,
yep.
which has been super fun and actually like made grocery shopping more fun because I'm picking out more like
To
fruit
put
and
into it.
yeah, and it's
Do you
just
have like one of those like layered ones? Or do you
no,
just like have like a one basket kind of?
it's just a bowl and it's like shallow and wide. So
Mm-hmm.
you can like lay things out in different areas. So you have like
Oh.
kind of your apples and oranges and everything. Like it's wide enough that you're not like burying other fruit.
Oh, okay. That's how mine kind of is. I feel like it's like it has a banana hanger, which is nice, and then it's like a basket underneath. But I feel like once I put a bunch of oranges and apples, they do
Hmm.
kind of get buried a little bit. So I do like that shallow
Yeah, it's just shallow and
idea.
wide. And
Yeah.
so, like, basically, when you look into it, when it's full, you can see all the fruit. Depending on like how
Mm,
you stack it, you can see what's underneath too.
yeah. I
Hmm.
feel like they wouldn't go as rotten that way.
No, they definitely
Yes.
have a lot of air to breathe.
Mm, that's nice.
Yeah,
Good tip.
love that.
I
Love
do
that.
like that.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of cheese and crackers,
Mm-hmm.
and like love blueberries. So Well, like take a thing of blueberries outside and I'll have a blueberry and then I'll give a blueberry to my dogs.
Yep.
They love blueberries. So like the three of us just like sit there all having a blueberry.
One for you, one for
One for you,
me.
one for
Yeah.
me.
My dogs are questionable of blueberries for
Mm-hmm.
sure. I think it's the squishiness
Mm.
of them. They
Fair
like
enough.
frozen blueberries. Like for
Oh, that's
veggies,
refreshing.
I always give them frozen veggies like in all their
Mm-hmm.
meals. And they really like those. But I find when I give them fresh, they'll eat them because they're dogs, but they won't, I don't know, not as much. The
Yeah.
frozen ones are always gone. So like frozen spinach for dogs, they can get
Oh, the
little
little discs.
blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they love those.
I have to try that. I've never given that to my dog, but
Yeah, they're easy.
are you a picky eater? So we talked about
Um,
eating the next one.
I think I discovered yes.
Really?
I think so, just because like for texture wise, I think, but like I'm not afraid to try things,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm also like
You have things that
I
you don't
know I
like.
don't like that. Yeah, so I don't know where I lie. I wouldn't consider myself because like I can go to a restaurant and find something and I'm not ordering like the same thing everywhere, and I
Right.
try new things. So I don't
And
know.
you're probably also not like, picking a meal and then picking it apart because it's like,
No,
right.
no, that's true too. Okay, maybe I'm not. Depends on the day.
Yeah.
What
I'm
about you?
I'm not. I like everything. I
Yeah.
probably like everything too much.
Mm. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Then we had an emotion code
Yes. Yes,
with
we
Jeanette
did.
Martin.
Mm-hmm. That was a good
So
one.
we have to have Jeanette back because we need her to do a sample
Well, I have news.
on one of us.
She is coming back.
What?
She will be in our season 2 for sure. Woo woo, Jeanette. So we'll have to decide who's gonna get it done. I feel like you would
Because
be a great candidate.
I have so many buried emotions.
Maybe.
Thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Anyway, the next topic we had talked about was unschooling, which kind of a lot of similarities between nature school
Yes.
or like forest school and unschooling.
And that's where that topic came up because we were talking like, what is unschooling? Because I think
Yes.
what came up in the conversation, and we're like, well, let's find out.
So basically, like self-led study
Hmm.
and deciding like what you want to learn about,
Yeah,
essentially.
and what your path can be.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be forever either, because I
Yep.
guess, like, I mean, from what I understood, you could unschool at any point in your life. So you could be in school forever and then unschool for your high school and then go back to school if that's what you decide. You can unschool until high school and then go back. Like,
Take a couple courses.
completely up to you, I guess.
Yeah, whatever you think. If you're like, oh, I really want to be a doctor, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what you want your focus, you figure out what you need to become that, which I
Exactly.
think is pretty cool. So
Yes.
I
I
don't
love
know
that.
if like if I was younger, if I would know how to direct myself though, because like I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So if I was like having to plan that, I'd be like, oh, I should have done this. But I don't know.
I think that
Go with the flow.
there's not really a definitive answer for like what you want to be when you grow up, because there's multiple things a person can do over their lifetime that's like super fulfilling, right? And that's the whole point.
True.
Like you want to be doing something that's fulfilling, but I wouldn't say that there's just like one thing that you should be in order to achieve that. So like I kind of wish they would stop phrasing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it's like, first of all, when am I grown up?
Yeah, because I don't think I'm almost 30 and I don't think I'm a grown up.
Same thing for me. Like I'm like, what about me makes me grown up? Like, what
Yeah.
is it that makes you graduate like
What-
into that? Is it like the
Is
first
it
time
age?
is it the first time you remortgage? Like that's coming up for me, you know?
Pay your own taxes?
Yeah, is it paying taxes? Done that.
I
Like,
don't know. I don't know what the criteria is. I feel like it'd be different for everyone.
yeah. So,
Having a kid, not having a kid, I don't know.
well, and what about people who choose to never have children? Then it's
Exactly.
like
Then for
they're
them
just
it's not having a kid, I guess.
it's
Maybe
being a
that's for
grown up.
them is remortgaging.
Yeah. So I don't know that it's like fair to ask that because it's like I think I know people who've made career changes like into their 50s, you know?
Oh
So
yeah.
into their 60s even.
Yeah, because they find out like this isn't what I want to do anymore.
Or they find an
Like it,
opportunity that they want to try.
yeah. Or they've always wanted to try it and now
Hmm.
the time is right and yeah, I like that. We'll
Hmm.
just get rid of that phrase.
Yeah, get rid of that phrase and just ask people what their interests are.
Yeah. And
What are you interested? What do you like to do?
I think that would open up so many more doors for kids nowadays too. Like, well, what are your interests? It's like, okay, well, I like this, I like this, I like doing
Mm-hmm.
this. Instead of being like, well, what do you want to be? It's like, okay, well, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this. It's like, but is that
Right.
your interest or is that just like you're like, I
Or
know
is
what
that
that
like what your
job is.
mom is that what your mom told you
Yeah.
is like a good job? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I
Because there's so
find
many jobs out there that people don't even know about.
exactly. And I kind of picture like little kids when they say like when you ask them what do you want to be when you grow up and they're like I want to be a dog or a mailman and you're
Yeah.
like you
Perfect.
clearly have no idea. Like, right? So then that
Yeah.
translates because then I remember scrambling when I was like 17 and it was like, okay, you need to like make decisions about what university you're going to go to and what you're going to take in school. And I was like, huh, okay. And like I had keen interests, but it wasn't like I knew what I wanted
Focus.
to be when I grew up. It was
Yeah.
just this is what I'm interested in, so that's what I studied.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but what did that make me want to be when I grew up? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I could probably list like 5 different things that I would love to be. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just think it's more important to just be happy.
Hmm.
If you're happy in your current what you are, then that's what it's about.
Yeah, exactly.
You just need to have like life satisfaction.
Preach it, sister.
Queen? Yeah.
I like
That
that.
that and be nice to yourself. Those are my top 2
Yeah. And
things.
maybe school isn't your thing.
Mhm.
Like it's not for everyone. Or like maybe it's trades that a lot of
Yeah.
schools don't push.
Mhm.
So be open.
Open.
Yeah. Be open to try new things.
Love that.
Next up, what do we talk about? Clean up, clean up.
Spring cleaning
Everybody clean
up.
up.
Yeah, organization, spring cleaning. We kind of mentioned this. I think last time we were talking, or maybe we were just talking somewhere else. We talked too much. I don't know when we talked.
I don't know. I don't know when it's on camera or off camera.
But we were talking about like when people pour like pasta into those containers. I was telling you about that video I was watching.
Or pasta into containers.
Didn't
What do
I
you mean?
tell
Oh,
you?
yes, yes. That
Yeah.
was totally not on a podcast, but yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like I've been watching a lot of like organizational videos, so I feel like I have way more ideas, but I feel like I would never actually do them because it's like too far.
They're very satisfying to watch.
Yes. And they're
Like someone's like
beautiful.
beautiful pantry and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then I go and look at mine. I'm like, I tried. Do you know what? I got all these baskets and stuff for my pantry and like
Mhm.
shelves so I can like layer my stuff better. Now it's just like there's like more snacks, more room for snacks.
Mhm.
So now I have like
You did
extra
yourself
snacks.
dirty.
I did.
Yeah. I think like when I
I'm like,
watch
oh,
those and I'm like, oh, they're so beautiful. And then you kind of like think like I don't know if you go here, but I go to the point where I'm like pricing it out for myself. So I'm like, okay, let me go online and like see what these containers cost. So then I'm like, okay, I would need like let's say 2 or 3 cereal containers so I have a good variety of cereal at my place at all times. And then
at
it's like
all times.
I have about like 4 or 5 different pastas that I like rotate between. There's rice, there's 3 different kinds of
Yeah.
rice. Like there's just all these different things. So then it's like, my goodness, my like container cost would be $500.
Yeah.
And then everyone's got a Cricut that they make beautiful labels on. So then I'm like, okay, well, there's another $400 I need for my Cricut and my supplies. Like,
Instead of buying someone else could just make them for you.
it's just
I'm
that
just cutting your costs for you.
yeah, but I just can't like realistically see myself
No.
there. Like maybe one day I'll like graduate and I won't be afraid to go there, but
Mine
right
isn't
now.
so much like buying all that stuff because
Mhm.
like I feel like you could like buy it also in like stages and it might not seem as bad, it's still the same amount, but
But I feel like if you buy it in stages, you might lose momentum and then you're like, ugh, like I only have like these 3
yeah, it
nice
looks
containers
weird.
and everything else is ugly and like I don't know.
True. Might motivate you more because everything else looks bad. But I
Maybe.
just think I wouldn't refill them and like
Mm.
clean them and like tuck them away and then like
Mhm.
just throw the bag of rice in there.
I agree. And like when you refill, you're supposed to like pour the old stuff out, pour the new stuff in, pour the old stuff on top
Fuck.
of the new stuff. And that's like a lot.
I would not do that.
So it's just you, I applaud you
Yes,
and it's
I do.
beautiful. And
Send
just
us
come over to
pictures.
my house and do it.
Yeah, like weekly.
And just do it out of the kindness of your heart, you know?
I just feel like if you get those and like what if your bag that you buy is too big and all doesn't fit in there? What do you do with the extra
I
stuff?
know. Then you have like back stock.
But
So
I
you
don't
have
have
to have
room for
like
that.
you have to have a, like a separate pantry that like no one goes into unless you like need to refill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have space for that.
I know.
Sounds
Yeah. There's
seems like
just
dreams.
yep,
These are like dream kitchens.
yep. It's just
Right.
dream life.
Dream life, yeah.
Goal.
That's true. Goals.
What do I want to be when I grow up? A
I
person
want
who
to
organizes their pantry.
nice.
That's how you know you've hit and maintained adulthood.
That's what it is.
There's
Do
the
you know
marker.
my parents must still not be. They
Same.
don't have jars
Same.
of food.
They're youths. They're children.
Yeah. No
So
senior
funny.
discount for you.
No. The next, we had another two-parter with Anna V. the OT about sensory processing. And that was all the
Yes.
senses. And that one was really fun, super educational.
Yeah, I think this one was one of the ones that stood out to me most, and I feel like
Mhm.
I took a lot away from it.
Definitely. I absorbed a lot there. Yeah.
Yeah, I just learned a lot about my own habits and other people around me's habits and why people are doing things, and
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it.
Well, even just like that, when we talked quickly about the girl who was like doing all those backflips and like how she could just do that. And then as an
Yeah,
adult, we're
yes.
like, there's
No.
no way I could do that without like wanting to throw up after the first flip.
Yeah.
So now when I watch kids play, I have a completely different like level of understanding, I guess. Like when they're off running, doing things, I'm just like, as adults, when you watch that and you're like, oh, they're going to be so crabby and tired. And it's like, they're not. Like, it's hardly
No.
anything
They
for
need
them.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just loving that, like watching. And
A whole new
also,
perspective for
yeah,
sure.
also definitely, I'm like more adventurous when it comes to like seeing what a child should be able to do. Like when I watch them, I'm just like, oh yeah, that makes total sense that they would like climb up that tree, jump down, and like not be afraid to do that.
Yeah.
So I kind of love that.
The fear.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of everything I have now. Fear of life.
Yeah.
Um, then we had unsolicited advice. Then we just got into just us talking a lot.
Yeah. But we
We just
like
talked
to
about
talk,
everything.
so.
We do. That's
But
why
we
we're
had
here.
unsolicited advice, which more recently I'm noticing in like day-to-day life. I just notice it now.
Yeah.
Like even if it has nothing to do with like parenting, I'm
Yeah.
noticing it. Like it's like, okay, like I didn't ask, like I find myself doing that a lot and I'm like, oh God, what did that conversation do to me?
Do you find yourself giving more unsolicited advice or like catching yourself?
I haven't caught myself. Like maybe I'm not giving advice in a way that I'm able to catch it. Because I don't
Okay.
think I ever give advice where I start with like where I'm aware that I'm giving advice.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like
I
it's
think
usually
so.
like in a back and forth conversation so that it's
Okay, yeah.
like, oh, blah blah blah, I
Advice
did
is
this. And then
yeah.
I will just respond with like, oh yeah, I tried this and I really liked it.
Yeah. It
Like I
wasn't
don't
just like at the store you're like, "That's a really good
you
shampoo."
should do this. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What about you?
Um, I feel like that one didn't stick with me too much.
Hmm.
Maybe I do it often, I don't know. I'm gonna have to be more, self-aware on that now. Like, I could be the one, like, giving out advice, but I don't do it to strangers.
No, just friends.
So, yeah,
Then they
like,
probably
too bad at
appreciate
that
it, even
point.
if they're not listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next episode was parenting fails.
I loved this one.
That's
I just
hilarious.
it's just funny. I just like laughing
Yes.
in general.
So, would you rather? Kind of the same.
But I don't know. I think it was kind of eye-opening of what things that you would gravitate towards and what I would. Like a lot of them were similar, but some of them were
Mhm.
very different
Yeah.
and I
I almost
realized oh,
think like you overthought your answers.
oh, I always do. I put a whole scenario and situation into like each and every
Like it
would
was
you
just
rather.
like you were asking me, and I'm like, no, neither. That one. And then you're like, well, I don't know. Which pants am I wearing? Like,
Yeah. I like totally like I am that is my
that's
life. It's like,
you.
well, what's the situation? Because
Well,
then
and
that changes my answer.
yeah, and like nothing bad with that though, because that's just like you're probably way more prepared. You're definitely not like me showing up somewhere going, oh, we were supposed to bring that. That's me. Story of my
Oh,
life.
I also do the same, or I know I need to bring it and I just forget it because I get too busy.
Look at you, you little choogie, with your sparkle tumbler.
Is that nice? It's $7 at Walmart.
Choog.
Right. Am I not supposed to have sparkle water bottles?
Do you not remember the choogie thing?
I've seen some of them, but is that one of them? I
Yes.
feel like I fit into a lot of those categories. So
Yes, sparkly tumbler was one of them.
yeah. Oh, that's like a definite. I wouldn't say a whole definition because there's some that I'm like, no, I don't do that. But like, there's a lot that I'm like, oh yeah, that's for sure me,
Which I
and I'm
don't
okay
like.
with it.
Honestly, it's so endearing because I love the style, like Uggs, big
Yeah.
scarves.
Yeah.
Certain things on there, 10-foot pole for me, but like I'd say
Like
I'm like
pumpkin spice, I don't like that.
30% chug.
I'm like, I'd say like, yeah, 40 to 50 maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe 30. Yeah, it depends, I guess.
it's so
See,
fun
overthinking.
when younger generations make like fun names for us, and like instead of being offended, we're just like,
I like this.
ah,
This is a nice one. I
I like
now we
this.
have a name.
It's so
Now we
endearing.
have
What is
Thank
wrong with us?
you. I don't know.
Um, and last but not least,
Literally.
we had a conversation about COVID and how things are going and struggles for people and frustrations, which probably haven't changed to this day because that was just last week.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm getting a little bit used to it all. So I don't know. It's almost like my frustration's kind of going down, which is sad. I'm becoming kind of complacent and it's just like, okay,
It
another
is what it
lockdown.
is.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah, I
sad.
think a lot of people are just getting to that point because it's just gone on. I think you said it at the beginning, just gone on so long. It's just like now it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just
Well,
like,
I
oh yeah,
know.
this is like my everyday.
Don't you ever think about like the day that you're going to be like going into the store and someone's going to line up behind you and they won't be 6 feet away from you. And you might turn around and be like,
6 feet.
excuse me,
Oh
you're
yeah,
too close.
I would feel like that anyways. I don't want people that close to me.
Yeah, but now I can't even think of a time before COVID where someone stood really close to me and like that I had a problem with it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's true. Like I can't pinpoint one, but
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 now,
even like now I'm like, what would I even do? Like, what is my plan? Like, what am I gonna do after this?
well, you might like
I
book a
don't know.
trip or go to a concert.
I feel like I want to do so much of it, and I'll just end up doing none. I'll be like still at home
It's
doing
okay.
nothing.
You'll save a bunch of money.
Oh, maybe that's why I've been saving money this year.
And
Pat on the back.
that's it. That's a wrap.
That's it. We're never gonna see each other again, Allie. I'm just kidding.
Um,
Just every day.
just every day. So we will reach out to everyone and do a little recap with you guys and see what
Hmm.
you want to hear, what you loved.
What you want more of?
Do some polls even about topics. And then again, yeah, if you've got something you want to talk about or you'd love to be featured, we'd love to talk to you.
Hmm.
Super open to that. So
I don't know, any skills that you think that
anything.
parents would want to hear about.
Yeah, if you work in anything related to early childhood or children or teens, or if you
Mhm.
like have a passion for something that it'd be good for parents to know about. Find
That's
us
all for
on,
now.
yeah, and just find us on Instagram so you can follow along with our chats at Pets
Hmm.
and Parent Cafe.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's the final countdown. Do,
Countdown.
do, do. Do, do, do.
They're never coming back if they're here listening to
Do,
us sing.
do, do. Do, do, do. Wait, I'm a wonderful singer.
So good.
Ciao.
Bye.